That brand new house you're thinking about buying might feel worse to live in than a home built, I don't know, let's say 100 years ago. And I know how that sounds. The new one has the finishes, the open kitchen, the giant windows. Everything seems to be perfect. And it can still leave you cold in a way that you can't quite put your finger on. I watch this happen on tours constantly here in Atlanta. A couple will walk through a beautiful new construction, they nod politely and feel nothing. Then we'll step into an old Craftsman from the 1920s. It's smaller, it's older, objectively less convenient, and then, I don't know, they just light up. And they almost always say the same thing. I don't know why, but this one just feels better. Here's the thing. It's not in your head, and it's not nostalgia. There are real reasons older in-town homes feel the way they do, and real reasons a lot of new builds leave people just not feeling really anything. And it matters, because this is one of the biggest decisions my buyers wrestle with all the time. The charm of an older home versus the convenience of a new one. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly why these two kinds of homes feels so different to live in, what the older homes got right, what changed, and what actually cost you on both sides. Because charm has a price and convenience has a price, and you should know both before you fall in love with either. And if you already own one of these newer homes and you've kind of felt this way, don't worry, I'll give you some simple, cheap ways to fix it near the end. So let me say something up front so you know exactly where I stand. I am not anti-new construction at all. A brand new home means you're not replacing a roof or an HVAC system for at least 15 years. It means a layout built for how we actually live today. But Atlanta is special because so much of our in-town housing was built in the 1920s, the 40s, the 50s. And these old homes were built around something the new ones quit doing. So let me show you the difference room by room. Let's start above your head with the ceilings. Walk into one of those old in-town homes and the ceilings are often right around 8 feet, sometimes a little under. You walk into a new build and you've got 9, 10, sometimes 12-foot ceilings and a 2-story foyer. Now, with tall ceilings, they photograph beautifully, and there's a reason that builders do it. But here's what I've noticed. A lower ceiling makes a room feel cozy and grounded. It just kind of wraps around you like a warm hug. A soaring ceiling can make a space feel a little like an airport terminal instead of a living room. Impressive to walk into, harder to actually relax in. Neither one is wrong. But if you've ever stood in a giant great room and you felt strangely small in it, that's what you might be feeling. Now, let's talk about the walls, or in a lot of new builds, the lack of them. The old in-town homes were built with rooms, defined spaces, a kitchen that's a kitchen, a dining room that's a dining room with actual walls between them. The modern new build threw most of those walls out for one big open great room. Kitchen, living room, dining room, all in one space. Open concept looks incredible and it shows beautifully. But here's the cost nobody mentions on the tour. Sound. In an open plan, everything travels. The TV, the dishwasher, the kids, the dog's nails on the hardwood. It all bleeds into one space with nothing to stop it. Walls don't just divide rooms, they give you quiet. They give you the ability to be in a different world than whoever you live with for an hour. And if you're married, you know what I'm talking about. In those old homes, you could close a door and actually be alone for a minute. A lot of buyers don't realize how much they miss that until they have lived without it. And here's one that's not going to be obvious to you. It's subtle. Light. The new builds lean in on huge windows and bright white overhead LEDs. Builders call it bringing the outside in, and the daylight is genuinely wonderful. But at night, a lot of these homes default to that flat white overhead light in every room. And it's the same light in your kitchen as in a parking garage. The old homes, almost by accident, had light coming in from a lot of different places and heights. Lamps, smaller windows, fixtures tucked into corners. That layered, warmer light is part of what makes those spaces feel so cozy in the evening. It's a small thing that you never notice on a daytime tour, but you feel it every single night that you were there. And the hallways. The older homes have them. A little hallway, a foyer, a little landing. Small spaces that don't do anything except connect other spaces. A modern builder looks at these and sees wasted square footage, so it gets designed out. You walk in the front door and you're standing in the living room, but those little in-between spaces, they do something. They're a little buffer, a moment between the outside world and your private home, between one room and the next. When every room spills directly into the next one, you lose those transition points, and the whole house can feel like it has no off switch. That's a big part of why stepping into an old bungalow feels like the house gives you a second to breathe. And a wide open new build can feel like you're always standing right in the middle of everything. But here's the flip side of this, because I promised you charm has a price too. Everything I just described is why the old home feels good. But that 1925 bungalow also comes with knob and tube wiring sometimes, because if it hasn't been updated, the original plumbing, the foundation sitting on Georgia red clay, the systems that are all on borrowed time. The feel is wonderful. The maintenance is real and can be expensive. And the new build, the one that feels a little hollow, is the one where nothing is going to break on you for years, hopefully if things were done right. That convenience is worth a lot, especially if your life is already full and the last thing that you want is a renovation project. So this isn't about old being good or new being bad, it's just a trade. The old homes ask more for your wallet and gives you that feel. The new home asks less of your time and gives you peace of mind. Knowing which one you actually want is the whole game. Now, if you already own one of those newer open concept homes and you have felt that hollowness, don't panic. You can fix almost all of it pretty cheaply without touching a wall. For the tall ceilings, draw the eye down. Pendant lights over the island, a few faux wood beams on the ceilings, even tall bookshelves that give that big volume something human scale to relate to will do wonders. For the sound bleeding, soften the room. Big area rugs, real curtains, fabric furniture, bookshelves along a wall, all of it absorbs the noise that the hard surfaces bounce around. For the lighting, this is the easiest win of all. Add lamps at different heights. Get some light off the ceiling down into the room and swap those cold white bulbs for the warmer tone ones. You will not believe how much that one change transforms how a house feels at night. And for those missing hallways and transition zones, you can build them with furniture. A console table behind the sofa, a bookshelf used as a half wall, a rug that defines where one space ends and the next one begins. You're giving your brain the buffer the builder took out. And hey, if you're trying to decide between an older in-town home with all that character and a newer one with all the convenience, and you want to walk through the real trade-offs for your situation, text or call me. The number is on the screen. That is my cell phone number, and that's the conversations I love having with you guys. And hey, if this got you thinking about making a move, you're probably wondering the same thing most people are: how much home can I actually afford? That's my next video. I hope to see you over there.